and welcome to fall. August means apples and baking and fall desserts. So now we're getting into our fall series before we start getting into the Christmas and wintry series again, which we are not ready for in Minnesota. So I'm not going to bore you with peeling the apples. So we want to peel a core and slice thinly 8 apples. So you can use Granny Smith, or I'm using Honeycrisp, which is our local University of Minnesota apple that we are going to use in this apple pie recipe. This is one of my favorite apple pies, and it's not traditionally everything's mixed in with the apple. We're going to actually do it on the stove. So we're going to get back, and I do have a brand new microphone for the people that were saying they were having a hard time hearing me. I am wired up now, so you should be able to hear me loud and clear. Peel your apples, core them, slice them thin, and we'll be right back. Okay, next what we're going to do is, so I have my apples all layered in the bottom here with nothing else on them yet. So just the apples. And I needed 6 because I had big apples, a little bit smaller pie crust. So I don't know if you can see that. I'll back it up just a little bit. Okay, so now I have my pie crust. So I am using pie crust that's in the fresh section by the dough and donut, or not donuts, the dough and the biscuits and stuff like that. So I'm gonna make my lattice with this. If you wanna make your own crust, go right ahead. The only crust I find that's really good is with lard, and I don't have any lard. So I'm using a pre-bought. So I'm using a pizza cutter. This is how I figure it makes the best and easiest lattice crust. So if you learned one thing today, you can make lattice with a pizza cutter. All right, so now I'm gonna lattice over the top of the apples. So I'll grab a couple pieces. See how easy that is? And then I'll just do the normal lattice here. You can do the whole tucking thing if you want. I don't do that. What I do is I go like this, and then I'll do the next one over the top. Cut in some of that. Some of these got a little long, so just tuck them in for extra crust. Or cut them off. Actually, I'm going to cut them off. They're kind of long. And I might not use all of this. Just depends on that. So I'm doing fall recipes, but it's like 80 degrees outside. So as soon as I get this in the oven, I am heading outside. I have a whole bunch of bushes that I need to cut back. And I have a lovely snake that has decided to make its home on my patio. So I've got to figure out a way to get rid of that thing. So that's my afternoon project. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to move over to the stove. So I'm going to put you on pause and be right back. Okay, so now onto the stove. So you need 1 stick or a half a cup of butter. So we're going to put this on and start that melting. And then we need 3 tablespoons of flour. We're going to melt the butter first. Okay, I'm going to go grab my tablespoon because I forgot that. Just ignore this stuff over here. I was having to clean out a closet today too on top of things. Okay, so we're going to melt the butter. We'll get the flour ready. While this is setting up, you can set your oven to 425 degrees because we're going to put the pie in there at 425, and then we're going to reduce it down to 350 after I think it's 15 minutes. So, but first we got to get the syrup all ready for this. This is going to be so good today. So we'll get that melted. Okay, so when your butter is melted, then we need to add 3 tablespoons of flour. And we're going to cook that for about a minute. It will form like a paste. So about a minute. It's going to have a slightly fragrant smell. Basically, the flour thickens it up. Okay, then I'm going to get my sugars ready. So you need a half a cup of white sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. This is actually super easy to make. It's just a little putsy. So for all of you people that are scared of putsy recipes, don't be afraid of this recipe. It's amazing. Okay, so we're going to add a half a cup of sugar and a half a cup of brown sugar, packed. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of water. Okay, let me get the water. All right, we're going to cook this down. So give it a good stir. We're going to cook this about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to bring it to a boil. We're going to reduce the heat, and then we're going to simmer it. So I already had it boiling, but I'm going to actually, just to make sure, get it nice and hot. Okay, so I'm back to a boil. So I'm going to bring it to a boil. Then we're going to reduce the heat and cook it for about 3 minutes. I said 3 to 5. Let's just do 3. I don't want you to burn it. It's kind of like a caramel sauce, so we definitely don't want you to burn it. Okay, 3 minutes. Okay, now I've got that cooked. So now here's the fun part. I'm going to move to the camera a little closer so you can see how that's nice and bubbly. So now we're going to take your pie, and you're going to very carefully, because this is hot, so if you are a kid, ask your mom and dad for help. Pour it right over the top of this pie. Basically, you're going to end up with like a caramel apple pie. So you want to, oops, it does make a mess. So you want to try to like get it in between all of those little holes in the pie. Oh my gosh, does that look good? Okay, I'm gonna have to get you a little closer so you can see it. I got my handy little, look at how good that looks. Like that could almost be in a magazine cover. Whoa, you don't wanna do that. Like that. Okay, so now it goes in the oven. Oh my gosh, I'm still experimenting with different types of mounts. Okay, so 425 in the oven. And I have to check my recipe because I can't remember half the stuff because I constantly am cooking here. 15 minutes, okay? Then we're gonna reduce it to 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes until the apples are soft. So I will show you what this looks like as soon as it comes out of the oven. And I hope you love this apple pie. Okay, here's the finished product. Yum. It's nice and caramely and gooey and yummy. You're gonna love this pie.